Hey, is the sound working? Oh, the sound is not working because it's not plugged in. Let's see. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Okay, we got stuck for a second. Let's just see if we are. Okay. We're good. You guys can hear? Everything works? 5 by 5. All right. GG. All right, man. We got this. Well, we have our old channel back. Baruch Hashem, thank God. And so I'll be posting on the regular. You'll get a notification hopefully when today's video comes out. Loud and clear, yeah. You can hear it. That's great. Hey, Irish Wilk, Trump Girl, Cynthia, Gigi, Weber. Yeah, 1B, right? You don't have the chat feature, bummer. Hey, Chosen, what's going on? Go time. Island Girl, there you are. There you are. Tess, hey, Mr. Tracy. It's all good. Any news, anything significant coming up in your lives that bear repeating? Hey, Chosen. Yeah. Got some good spiritual bean coffee going. Thousands of planes up worldwide. Yeah, there are a lot of planes. I think there's a lot going on. I think the military is stepping up, moving into place. That's what it seems like to me. I got a cool post from somebody this morning that showed me all that they shared all the you can see all the military planes that are up. Universal battle. Yeah, this is like this makes Star Wars look like the Mickey Mouse show in a way. I mean, I don't remember Star Wars so well, but this is the final battle of good and evil. Lots of laptop mentions on TV. Oh yeah. Right. They're finally having to deal with it. Coast Guard everywhere. Interesting. Fox nude. 19 flags. And what are we saying the 19 stands for? I saw SG Anon. And I listened to his whole recent broadcast. It was very heartfelt. I really enjoy his presentation. It seems to me like the people that are giving the information does kind of shift, and people go through kind of runs. I heard that one of Mr. T's buddies is an owner of Twitter, and so I don't know. I mean, I also heard that BlackRock is bankrupt and Vanguard is bankrupt. I don't know what to believe anymore. I guess you just have to. The music in your cast, I like a lot. Oh, the music. It's called Epic Story, I believe. Epic Story. Yeah, I love that piece. Who discovered it? I think my son discovered that one. Not sure, but I've been using. I used to have I think it was a Bach piece before that. It was really quite nice, but it didn't have the same. We're constantly changing. That was the big download that I got. I usually get a download right before I go on the air, and the download I got was because I spent a lot of time fishing on the beach. I chosen you'll like this. Um, so because of that, a lot of the downloads I get take place by the water, and that's probably why I need to live by the water. It's just like it's God's way of communicating with me. It's through those pictures. I'm really looking forward to it. People are like, when I went, I've been looking for this place to live, and I wanted to have a view of the water. And the real estate agent will say, "Don't come today. It's going to be cloudy." I'm like, "But yeah, that's what I like. I want to see. I want to look out the window in a big storm, and see it all coming down. I mean, that's to me exciting." But the download I got was that we tend to look at the little things that happened. And, like if you're a fisherman, you might see something come by, you might catch a big fish, but the big picture is the tide. The humongous miracle that you're watching when you watch a tide come in. In where I live, the tides are like 8 feet high. So the water, the part of the sound where you're standing is going from, 0 to 8. That's bigger than a person. That's 8 feet is, that's a lot of water, and that's a huge, humongous change. So when we're looking at how is the world changing, we see, okay, the laptop, we see this thing happens, we see an event, a, we see a speech, 19 flags. But the big picture is the tidal wave of humanity waking up, of everybody like just going, "What?" And waking up to higher and higher levels. Sightings all over of galactic spacecraft. That could be Project Bluebeam, right? The Crouch family. Go time, yeah. Early today. Yeah? So is this like an ongoing thing? I'm not seeing it on Telegram. Are you saying that the invasion is starting? You see a much greater God, yeah. So he pulls the water in and out. I think that's the big picture. And what we're seeing is humanity waking up. This is like a glittering phantasma of points of light coming together. It's so much bigger than the laptop. I'm not saying the laptop is not to be noticed, but in terms of our reality and the flow, the ebb and flow of existence, we have been enslaved for thousands of years, and now the tide of humanity is starting to, because of the intelligence that we receive from Majestic 12 and 17, and all these people, all these different waves of patriots coming to broadcast. I mean, since I've been hip to this, I mean, now I'm realizing I've been on this for maybe 3 or 4 years at least, maybe longer, because I remembered somebody reminded me, or I remembered that I started this channel before the lockdown. I've been doing this for years, and I forget this, because the years don't make sense to me. I can't remember. I can't remember something happened 20 years ago or 5 years ago. To me, it's in the past. It's somewhere in the past on the line. But I don't really I don't try to figure out. Well, let's see. What's that? That was 4.5 years ago. I mean, there are certain monumental points, like when I moved into this house, when Mendel was born. You remember the big things, but where I was 5 years ago, who I was hanging out with. I mean, pretty much. Anyway, it's the big picture. The future proves the past, and we're heading into this tidal flood of humanity waking up. And this, my friend Colin, Gila introduced me to a man named Colin, and he's very smart. He channels a lot. He knows a lot, and he says that they need 80%. The tide has to rise to 80% so the military can step in, and people aren't saying, "Oh, this is start a civil war. This is an invasion by the military." Everybody has to be awake to that point. I mean, 80%, that's a lot of people. Hey, Terry. So I think that we're coming into a very rich time, a very rich period. I'm being distracted by my phone. Sorry. I apologize. And the other thing that I've thought was, I mean, is that we need to hunker down, and that goes in line with being fruitful and multiplying. And that's what I've been talking about since I started the channel. That's really my main thing, is that, just like I changed my life. I mean, I never really expected to be, in this situation of success. I'm not, like, it doesn't really affect me because I'm not, it's not really what it's about for me. It's just like, I really just want to be busy and like doing something productive. I don't have time to like go and say, wow, man, I got 50,000 subs, man. It's like, I'm really somebody. I don't even think of it that way. It's just not, it's not that important to me. But this tidal flow of humanity that's happened in the last couple of years, this waking up to the real truth of what's been going on this planet for many, many thousands of years. All these things that we didn't know about, Tartaria. I mean, these buildings, I walked by these buildings, I used to go like, wow, that's a nice building. But it didn't really come into my mind until believing is seeing, until you believe something, you understand what something is, then you really see it. And it's like, OMG, man, look at that building. It's unbelievable. Who built that? We do not have builders that can build those kinds of buildings now, with 40-foot ceilings that span across. Like there's this church down the street. It's got to be a 50-foot vaulted ceiling. It's maybe even higher, and it spans just as far across. Who builds that? I mean, they build it with like beams, with the steel beams, but with that kind of artistry, I don't know. I just think we're coming back to we're coming back to the future, to the past, through the future. Hi, Gila. And I just think we're constantly evolving, constantly changing. We're constantly peering into kaleidoscopic events. Kaleidoscopic. They're unbelievable. And the things that we just accept as normal, like the Georgia Guidestones. That was driving me nuts. I mean, like, really, these people just put out a monument to their own horrific plans to do away with the majority of the people on the planet. 95% people have to go away, and then it's gone. It was just destroyed like this, and now we don't even think about it. The flow of time and the flow of events and the flow of consciousness and the collection of many, many different energies on this channel, the flow of all these souls who are gathering around this one point of light. I'm not even talking about me. I'm just talking about the point of light of the idea that we can walk into freedom, that our kids will not have to go to a job and feel like, oh no, what if I don't look at the boss in the right, what if I don't say hello in a way that the boss likes it? They won't have to deal with that kind of BS. They won't have to worry about their teachers having a bad day, or the teacher, you got to sit in line. You have to learn how to pass your papers forward in 2.5. We're time. Come on, guys, let's go. Get those papers in. We're collecting. I mean, that kind of nonsense. Standing on line at the Motor Vehicles Bureau, waiting at a light, waiting at a traffic light when there's nobody there. Why? Because I'm going to get a ticket. But there's nobody there. Why can't I just drive ahead? I get a ticket like almost every week. Now my wife is like, she's not like letting me drive the car. Every time I drive to Long Beach, I get another one of these tickets. Why? Because the fascist pigs have cameras everywhere. And if you violate the speed limit by 5 miles per hour, you're going to get a ticket in the mail. It's automatic. Nobody touches it. It's machine driven. Now, was there anyone in the road? Was I creating a dangerous havoc? Was I endangering myself and others? Hell no. I was just driving the car at a reasonable speed limit. I'm not a speeder, but I went 5 miles over. I was driving 36 miles per hour. Actually, that's more than 5. That was 11 miles per hour. They were saying 25 miles per hour. Who drives at 25 miles per hour? What's the point? Are there kids within 10 miles of where I'm driving? He said it was a school zone. But this is the kind of fascist, disgusting, authoritarian nonsense that we deal with. And we don't even think about it. We don't think twice. It's just like, oh yeah, I got another ticket, man. I was speeding. No, I wasn't. I wasn't endangering anyone. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I gotta pay $50, man, another $50. I get a ticket every week. Every time I drive to, out east, That's the cabal. That's like everything you do is like designed to put you into the fear space and designed to make you surrender your power, designed to make you a cog in the wheel, a pawn, a peon, a slave. We are slaves right now. And in every way they touch us, everything they do is designed to, and we just accept it. Well, yeah, Ellie, you were speeding. I mean, really? Was I really speeding? In whose version of reality was I speeding? The camera, the AI really could tell what was going on the street right now. They had a good idea. Well, it was probably more, it would have been more dangerous for me to drive at 25 miles per hour and be in this like traffic hub than just to kind of like move ahead. That was the decision that I made. I'm scared to drive a car. I don't like driving cars. I don't like to be in a situation where there are a lot of cars near me because it's terrifying. I don't know what they're thinking. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're eating in their car. I don't know what they're texting. They might just, do a text and like the wheel. I don't know. I'm not saying that people are, I think the angels are very busy on the highway on the roads. There are angels everywhere because, otherwise there would be traffic accidents every minute. If we really lived in the kind of world that the cabal says we do, we're like with these wayward beings that just have to be controlled, there would be traffic accidents every time you got in the car, you get another bang. But no, we're protected by forces. Anyway, that's just my thing, that we're riding the tidal wave, this wave of humanity, where we're coming out of this system of this slave system. We're finally leaving Mitzrayim. We're finally leaving Egypt. And we're coming into the promised land where we're going to be fruitful and multiply. Fruitful. So I'm kind of saying, we have the Telegram channel, that's a prosperity channel. There are people that are really hurting right now. Me too. I'm just one strike away from being without an income. They could just, YouTube could decide, that guy, that little Jewish guy, man, he's a real pain in the neck, man. Let's take him down. And it's not, it'll be the same decision that gives me a ticket on the street. It won't even be people. Nobody's even going to spend a uh, a mark of a pen on me. It's going to be all automatic. It would be, God forbid. It's not going to happen. We're going to keep going because we've learned how to spread out. We have Telegram channels. I have 2 channels. I have this channel for live broadcasts. I'm going to put all the short videos on the other channel. We have a couple of backup channels. We have 7, 8 Telegram channels. We have Rumble. I post on Rumble every day. I mean, we are spreading out. Now, do we know what's going to happen next? Could the whole internet go down? Yeah, absolutely. But it doesn't mean we don't move forward. I mean, like this whole thing with the 10-day blackout, like I'm thinking to myself, I'm really set up here in my house. I've got, even in Brooklyn, I've got little gardens. I've got enough greens out there to probably get my family through the winter. But I'm moving out because you can't just stand still. If you're, they say in Hasidus, in spiritual places, if you're staying on one level, you're going down. You constantly have to go up. You have to constantly change. You have to constantly be improving things. You have to constantly strive to do better and more. And that's what I think. Yeah, I definitely, yes. Hey, Susan. It's nice that you're posting again. I just get such a warm feeling every time I see you, your picture. I'm not worried. I'm excited. And I know this is what I have to do because it's not fair to me to do this to my family. And I know the family will be stronger. My son already left home because he can't handle it. It's too much. I need my own space. I need to be able to make videos in my house, not in our house, so it takes a lot. You hear the dishes. I mean, you can't tell my wife, really, you're doing dishes now. I mean, this is so important. It's more important than her doing the dishes. I don't know. I'm not in a position to make that kind of judgment call. But yeah. I don't know how much partying I'm going to do. I mean, as it is, I get up, like, I was amazed. I got up at like very early this morning. I made my video. I edited my video until I couldn't keep my head up any longer. And then I went back to bed finally at like 7 o'clock in the morning. This is, so what I'm just like, what I want to transfer, the information that I want to transfer is that we all are faced with challenging situations, and we really we can't just wait for somebody to save us. We have to be active. We have to move forward. We have to, it's not easy to make a living right now, and the prices are ridiculous. We just have to get clever. I mean, that's what investing is all about. You have to, you have to put your eggs in different baskets. You have to hope that one of them will actually come through. I thought some of these baskets would come through a long time ago. I thought XRP was going to moon 3 years ago. I mean, I was like, wow, man, I'm going to be rich next week. And then I lost it all. I mean, and it's okay. That's what God wanted. Everything is just, somebody tried to scam me this morning. I got another scam. I was on the channel Tyranny, the channel that I usually go to, and it looked like he was sending me a message. He was saying, "Oh, you're on my channel? How interesting. Are you investing? Do you know about the crash coming on?" I'm like, "Wait a minute. Is this guy, this is the same thing, the same kind of thing where I lost my XRP." He's saying, "You got to get ready for the crash." And then I was like, "Okay, a scammer." It looks like it's coming from this guy, but it's a scammer, and I blocked him right away. You got to be very careful out there, man. This is war. There are people that don't care what you went through to get your money. They don't care. They'll take it in a second, and there's nobody there to stop them. There's no policeman that's going to come over and say, you're not going to get on the phone and go, "They stole my XRP, man. Can you get it back?" And they're going to go, "Oh, really? Tell me about it. Let's find out. Let's do some research." Well, it's not like one of those detective shows from the 60s, Perry Mason. Oh yeah, we're the whole police department is gonna the whole FBI is gonna figure out what happened to Weber's XRP. Let's track it down. Let's go to Nigeria and see who really is behind the scam. You got to watch out for yourself. You got to watch your back. You got to be smart. This is war, and we all need to keep moving forward. We have to trust God has our back. There's no question about it. But we want to look smart, and we have to be willing and able to change on a dime, because situations change. That's what I say. This channel is not where this is not going to be. This channel we'll be dealing with totally different things in a few weeks. We are constantly changing. The Telegram channels are constantly changing. Now we're dealing with people that want to come on it apparently and argue with us. I was like, if you're an admin and somebody comes and wants to start up with us, just take them out, man. There are plenty of channels where they can go and have nice intellectual discussions about, you want to be right and you want to be wrong and all that stuff. It's like we're not interested in that. That's not for us. We're idea people. We're looking at the idea. We're looking at the big tidal flow. We're looking at the way humanity is moving right now. Humanity is moving. We're waking up. We're becoming the enlightened beings that we were meant to be, that we probably were in Titaria, in Atlantis, in Lemuria. We probably had this, but these bad boys came in. These reptiles were cornered apparently and shuffled over here. And we've been dealing with these Lizzie B's for thousands of years. It's in the Bible. They say don't worship Molech. Erase the memory of Amalek forever. Erase it. You're not even going to remember these creeps. But that's what I'm saying, man. When you get into the mind space of I can do this, I can succeed, I can figure out a way to make some money, I can fail and I can get up and try again. I mean, I've been investing for a couple years now. I don't make the same mistakes I did when I first started. I still make mistakes. I mean, you can't tell exactly where everything's going to go. I'm not getting rich from my investments yet. But I'm learning. I'm learning by making mistakes and picking yourself up and going on and putting up in the medical thing. This relates to my latest venture into this ASEA, this redox thing. I really like it. I like the way it feels. And I feel like, and this may be outrageous, and this may be a bit of salesmanship, I don't know. But when I think about it, I never, ever, ever want to go into a hospital or a doctor's office. Is that unrealistic? I don't know. That's my intent. Why would I want to deal with somebody who wants to hurt me? I don't. Hey, Kathy. I don't want to go. So I want to be strong. I want to remember to do my exercises. I don't do them every day. I'm doing them like every other day, but I want to get back to doing it every day. And I think when I have my own place, I'm going to be a little more, it'll be easier for me to be structured. I think once I get settled. They actually have a gym there. So I can go down there. I doubt I'll even go there, but because I can do everything I have a way of doing it just with, I don't need fancy machines. But hey, Frederick. So yeah, but the thing is not to wallow in your own misery. I mean, you can go there for a while. You can spend an hour saying, man, this really sucks. And they did this to me. And so just passed over and it's not fair. That's okay for a little while. If you spend an hour doing that, God bless you. That's what it says in Tanya. If you're going to be miserable, pick a time frame. Give yourself an hour, give yourself 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to be miserable for the next 15. I'm going to cry for 15 minutes. I've been trying to cry. I told you that story. I've been trying to get into a safe space where I can just sit and cry for But I never really do it because it's not that I'm not in a safe enough space. It's just that I don't have time to cry anymore. I don't want to cry. I want to do. I want to keep moving forward. And once you get into the mindset of like, I can do this and I will find a way and nothing can stop what's coming, that means you as well as the whole humanity. It means that nothing can stop what's coming for you. You want to be successful, you're going to be successful. There's nothing that can stop in your way because you're going to do it every day, no matter what. Right? You're just gonna keep doing it, and you're gonna figure out other ways of doing it, and you'll do it better, and some days you'll fail, and sometimes you'll do it worse, and sometimes you'll step backwards, and that's part of the process. You can't go forward if you don't go backwards every once in a while, or maybe even all the time. I mean, you just keep moving forward. Just be like Naksha, man. Just keep going, man. And don't, just get into the mindset of progressiveness, not progressive like the enemy says, but like build, build, build. Be fruitful and multiply. Come up with new ideas, try different things, hang out with different people, meet different friends. God will give you what you need. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. So that's my kind of like little summation for the week because we had they could have, SG Anon was saying that this was really a setback. It was kind of a letdown. But in the scheme of things, the tide is coming in. It's going to come in. It's going to cover all the nasty things that are in not even nasty, man. I mean, I love low tide because, I mean, yeah, I learned in Hasidus. So this kind of like puts a okay. So for those of you who are geared into this level of thinking, Moses came from a had a piece of tohu in him, meaning he had a piece of the energy of Asev. Asev was tohu, meaning he had a little bit of like outside the boxness. He had a little bit of he was he killed some dudes that were like torturing Jewish people. He killed them. I mean, this guy, Moses wasn't just like, you know, I'm sorry. Sometimes they portray saints as just being like these, like, I don't know. I don't want to even go there. You know what I'm talking about. I think you guys know what I'm thinking, but just turn the other cheek. I mean, there is a lot of that. There is a lot of that. We don't want to get involved in stupidity. We don't want to get involved in like somebody who's really having troubles, a really struggling human being comes and says, I hate your guts. It's like, okay, that's nice. See you later. I'm not talking about that kind of thing, but Moses had tohu. He came from the water. He came from the hidden. There was a part of him that came from the hidden world. And there are two worlds. This is like basic Hasidic philosophy. There's a world of tohu, which is the bright lights, the big bright lights that say my way or the highway. These are the big bullies. These are the big forces. These are the big suns. Suns like glowing stars. And Tikkun is like the cobbler man. He's putting he's sticking the needle in the leather and he's pulling it back up and he's shaping the leather and he's doing it. He does a little bit every day and he, one month he might be a little bit ahead and the next, it's like that's Tikkun and he works with other people. Tikkun means repair. Repair the world means, you don't have to go on the mountaintop. You just have to fix the place where you're at. And if everybody fixes the place where they're at, the whole world will change. But Tohu is a higher source, and Tohu is represented by the hidden world of the ocean, let's say. The hidden world, the things you can't see under the water. That's like the hidden powerful world that in its source when it's one with God, it is so strong, it is so powerful. It makes Tikkun look like, a little wimpy nothing. But when it comes down into this world, when tohu, when these big lights from the hidden world come into this world, and they're still saying, it's all about me, man. It's my way or the highway. I know what's going on. You don't. When you come down with that kind of attitude, man, it's not, it doesn't work. It's not good. Tikkun in the long run, repair, the slow way, the slow, long way is the way that's going to get you to the goal, the rabbit and the hare thing. So Moses had a little bit of tohu, a little bit of this power. Just as a side note, they say that the food we eat comes from a higher source. It comes from the world of tohu, and that's why we get energy from it. How do you explain that? I'm not sure. I mean, the wheat that you eat in the bread comes, is nourished by the sun and the rain, and maybe all of that energy is just on a higher vibrational level than we are. And when you eat it, you get the big lights that bring you nourishment. Anyway, so that's the basic thing, is that we are part of a collective, a humanity. Like, I think of it like in a visual. If you think of all these points of light, every one of us here, there are 581 people radiating with the same love, positivity, be fruitful and multiply consciousness. That creates like a big orb of energy. It's a quantum, meaning a measured amount of energy that can vibrate across the planet, and nothing can stop this. Nothing can stop 584 people vibrating with the harmony of love and productivity and goodness and humanity, brotherly love, charity, progression, moving forward, doing, helping the kids, being good to the kids, staying out of the critical fear space, staying out of, oh my gosh, I can't stand that guy. Why does he have to wear an orange scarf all the time? Can he wear a blue scarf? What's with it? It kind of, Gila told me that, and it kind of puts a little damper on my love for Dylan. But his lyrics are, there's nobody that writes lyrics like Dylan to me. So the intel that I saw so far today wasn't terribly exciting to me, and the stock market's like just rocking along. It's like the bad guys are just trying to make it seem like everything is okay. It's buffering. You're back. I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, thank you, Awake. It just seems like the bad guys are trying to make it like, oh, it's just another day in Dodge. The economy's fine, everything's good. We don't have to worry. Everything, we got this. I mean, they don't have it. They do not have it. They never did, and they never will. And the only way they can succeed is if you and I have a little argument. And I say to myself, you know what? I'm not hanging out with you anymore. I've had it with you. I don't like people with orange scarves. Why can't they be humble and wear a blue scarf like me? I'm like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I mean, if I spend all my time like gnashing my teeth about, there's a guy on my street who yells all day long. He walks down the street screaming at the top of his lungs. If I get pissed off every time I see him, every time I hear him, I'm sitting in my house quietly looking at my computer and I hear this guy yelling again outside my house. Or last night, some guy started. No, it was in the morning. It was like 2 a.m. Some guy was like beep, 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 beep. I finally opened the door and I said, there are people sleeping right now. It's 2 a.m. I'm not sleeping, but there are people that sleep. So I did react. I mean, sometimes you do have to react. You can't just say, okay, I'll just take it on the chin all the time. Sometimes you got to say, I'm not you what you're doing to me is not right. I mean, we've been putting up with way too much oppression for all these centuries, all these thousands of years, and look where it's gotten us. We're in a pickle right now, and we're coming out of it, and it's all gonna be good, I believe. So, yeah, we got a lot in the chat. Would you guys mind if I sang a song? I know I just wanna try honking it, yeah, but that's New York, that's Brooklyn, man. I mean, and the guy was like nothing, but it was annoying honking. It was like it wasn't just, I'm like, there was a guy, I think there was a car parked, double parked, and the guy was behind it, and he didn't see that he could just go around. Eventually, when I walked out of the door and started screaming at him, which probably made more noise than he was making, he just went around the car and drove away. What was holding him back? I don't know, but I'm just saying, but I'm not talking about him. We're really talking about how I reacted to it. It's really all about me in the end of the day. It really doesn't matter. Somebody can do something outrageous. I'm not going to spend all my days saying, God, that guy was just out of line. I mean, why would I waste my time thinking about him? It's really how I react to him. So I want to try this because I'm working on these lyrics, and I know the more I do it, and I really think it's starting to come together. I know that I've been subjecting you to many versions of the Great Awakening song, so I'm gonna subject you to yet another version, and I'm going to pluck with my fingers and not make a big deal. I'm teaching you. I'm approaching you guys as if we're writing this song together, like two songwriters. Like I spent a lot of time, many years in Nashville, and in Nashville, you'll sit down with another songwriter, and you'll come up with ideas, and then you'll rewrite and rewrite and rewrite and talk about it and meet again, and it's like nobody's coming out with, oh, here it is, here's this finished song. It's like it's a work in progress, just like we're all works in progress. When we stop being works in progress, we can't do much, right? Reptiles in the garden messed with our mother Eve. We crossed the splitting sea, but we were never free. This is the Great Awakening. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Twin towers, stacks of gold, all the votes that they stole. The little ones disappeared. We run to work in fear. This is the Great Awakening. This is the Great Awakening. All along the countryside, folks, they sat and cried. How much longer can this be? The Great Awakening. Great Awakening. Na 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 ya na ya na. Great Awakening. This is the Great Awakening. I went down to had a look all around. I never thought I'd find that kind of peace of mind. This is the great awakening. This is the great awakening. This is the great awakening. So at the end of the day, it's really a great thing. We're waking up. And whether or not the little sticks and stones of the tide and a log came in, and I caught a fish, I caught a bagal that I had to throw back. I don't know if you guys know what a bagal is, but I caught a little one and I had to throw it back, and it took my bait, and I lost a hook in the rocks. All this stuff is kind of like washed over by this tide of tohu, really, the tide of holiness, the tide of the hidden world that is coming more revealed. Anyway, well, how we doing time-wise? Okay, so we still have a little time. I think we have time, yeah? Let's do a little intel. You guys up for it? Driver's trying to kill me at the cross, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a good, but it's a happy song, really, at the end of the day. Gila Jedi Warrior, yeah. It's the Great Awakening, man. This is the time of change, this time of transformation. We're taking the lights of Tohu, the bright lights of that all of us have had to really hunker down and really fight for ourselves. I'm not minimizing the experience of being here in the last, in our lifetime. Everything is a fight. And we've had to become incredible Jedi warriors like Gila is too. But now we're all waking up and we're all forming this quantum reality, this quantum thought structure, this quantum structure of peace and love that, like as a geometry teacher, I talk with Gila about this. Like if you have 2 points, you make a line. And if you have 3 points, you make a two-dimensional object. If you have 1, 2, 3, 4 points, you make a three-dimensional object. If you have 5 points, and you can make these incredibly connected structures that eventually turn into the sun. It turns into just a big ball of light. And that's where we're heading, man. The high tide that's going to come in and cover all the dumbs, man, once and for all, forever, and get rid of all this. The evil will be drowned, and the little ones will be healed, and we will make sure that nothing happens, that nobody ever just comes along, that some rich guy doesn't just come along and put up a Georgia Guidestone ever again, or start a banking system or a credit card system that's designed to make people into slaves, or gives us medicine that makes us not so well. That's not going to happen again. Why? Because every point of light in that brilliant structure will be glowing, be independent and dependent at the same time. Will have its own way of understanding the reality, and also look out for everybody else around it. This is where we're heading. We will be like a good version of the Borg. We will be one humanity, united. The picture, there's a picture of like a bunch of minnows get together, and they come into the shape of a shark, and they chase away the big fish. That's what we're about to become. And that's what really the big fear of the enemy is, that there's too many of us here. And if too many of us start to be fruitful and multiply, not just in kids, but in thought streams and in beauty and harmony and radiance and support for others and support for yourself. And we just keep moving forward like Nakshan on every level, every day, every moment. We turn our backs on a lot of things that keep us down. Like me, I had to give up drinking because, I love to drink. Are you kidding me? My best friend still cries on Shabbos because I'm not drinking with him because we had such a good time. But I know that in the long run, it does not bring me what I want. And what do I want? I want to be aligned with my purpose. I want to do what I have to do while I'm here. I don't want to pass over and go, man, I had a really nice opportunity back there. I could have really done something with my life, but I got really drunk, man, and it was really a lot of fun. I mean, I don't want to go like that. I want to go like, okay, man, maybe I didn't accomplish exactly what I wanted to set out to accomplish. I don't even know what I'm setting out to accomplish. I don't even know who I am. I have no idea what this is about, but I'm doing it. I'm moving forward. I don't think about it. I don't look down. And neither do you guys, so you wouldn't be here. The obstacles we put, that thing I read about how like you guys are the heroes and you did greater than the greatest soldiers and the greatest special ops forces, that you got past this demonic structure. You just said, I ain't going there, man. See you later. You were outed by all your friends and family. You were treated like a pariah. You were treated like a crazy person, but you just said, you know what? I don't care because I know I'm right. And that's Das. That's using the tree of knowledge in the correct fashion. And by using the tree of knowledge in the correct fashion, it becomes part of your structure and you can start eating from the fruit of the tree of life. Do I know what I'm talking about? I have no idea. I don't even know where these words come from. I have no idea who it is speaking through me, but something is speaking through me and it just comes out like this. And there just happens that there's a way to express this and put it down on tape where people can, like if you gave us, if I was giving the same spiel 50 years ago, there'd be, maybe I'd get 5 people to listen to it and they'd be like, wow, that was really cool, man. But now we have 500 and there'll probably be 5,000, 10,000 people who see this by the time it's done. We're quantum. We're a force to be reckoned with, and nothing can stop us. And where we go one, we go all. And we are all moving forward. We're not just looking out for our own survival, but we all need to do things that are going to keep us going. You can't have an army running on an empty stomach. A lot of what I've done because I'm kind of afraid of like the food thing going down. I don't eat as much, and I'm pretty selective about what I eat. I don't eat like, just stuff to keep me full because I'm much more sensitive now to it, and I don't feel good when I eat junky stuff. And what I call junk is not what, the mainstream would call junk. I mean, I'm talking about, to me, junk is like eating a piece of cheesecake or some ice cream, but it's not really, it's not so junky. It's not the end of the world. Or eating a hamburger, No, I don't think that's junk. I like it's once in a while. But anyway, okay, so let's get to a little intel. Let's just see if anything came out since I started this rant. I apologize, and I appreciate you guys putting up with me. Thank you, Patriot ANONS's World Freedom Fighters, for exposing the trafficking through the Great Awakening movement. The past years in continuously sharing censored information that Gog and Magog wanted to take off. Your important patriot work for this country have brought mass awakenings and continue. And thank you for to the real president. Yeah. So that's from The bad boys thought they could stop the real president, military operations, the Great Awakening through the collapse, but and their operations in the country, this country, the U country, they thought they could win, and they would have won if it wasn't for this intel that we're getting on Telegram mostly. Let me see if I can find my favorite channel. This is, I like this channel, and this is where the scammer came out of. He claimed to be. I was so flattered. I was like, wow, he's talking to me. He wants to talk to me. He knows me, the Kabbalah guru, and he wants to know what I think. And he's concerned about my investments. I'm like, he's going to give me the inside track. Scammer, scammer. Shame on you. Shame on you. Whoever you are, wherever you are. Those who bless us will be blessed. Those who curse us will be cursed. Don't fall for scammers, man. Gila and I and nobody else is ever going to say, do I have a deal for you? I want you to invest in this. That's not going to happen. And you have to be smart, and you have to say, block. Listen, I have an eye for certain things. Constantly on my feed, on my Telegram feed, there are pictures of very pretty things, and I've learned to just block them, because whenever I try to have a discussion with one of those points of light, they say, by the way, do you buy crypto? They want to start a conversation, and I'm just like, so now I know these are scammers. We got to watch our back. We have to build. We have to take care. We have to fortify. We have to hunker down. This is a war. We cannot just wait to be saved. We have to do for ourselves. We are capable. We've gone through the worst of it, and I think it's going to get better soon, but we can't wait and say, something's going to happen and everything will be okay. It may take a couple of years. It may take a month. It may be next week. It may be today. Today is 322 days from some other date, and it's also the on the Gregorian calendar, it's the 5th of November that we remember, right? And all the V movie. They're becoming dust. Yeah, we're beating them, man, just through our love and our caring and our interest. We're gonna make it. We're making it. I mean, I'm V for Vendetta. I'm so proud of you guys. Like, after the election, everybody was down. All the patriots were down. Not the Kabbalah Guru family. You were not down. You were like, yeah, we got this, man. It's okay. There's something in it. We don't know what, God has to hide himself in difficult events but that's where the big lights are. That's where the big change, that's where the big transformation takes place. That's why we had to have Lizzie's messing with our mother Eve, to bring us to a higher level of consciousness. By transforming that evil that's part of our DNA, we can go to a very high level of transformational power that cannot be stopped. We are beating the enemy at their own game. We're destroying them front to front, back to back. We're out tricking the tricksters because we've had to. So through the years, God has taken, and this is when I came into yeshiva, man. I had a big argument with a rabbi there. I still to this day have the same argument with the same rabbi, that God knew what he was doing. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't a mistake. God, Adam and Eve did not sin. They were not bad sinners, and they got thrown out of the Garden of Eden. They were doing what God wanted, and we were going through this incredibly long transformational process of transforming the evil that's actually inside of us and moving it and putting our arm around it, not beating it down with fasting and feeling guilty and feeling shame and, just putting your head down. I mean, I see people on the street, beautiful, handsome people, beautiful, loving people. And, I look back and they're They're just, and they're wearing these things. I mean, I'm like, you are a human being. You are the highest revelation. You are made in God's image. For you to feel shame is a shame. It's not worth it. It's not pleasant. I never want to see a human being feeling shame. It doesn't make sense. So, yeah. So let me get to this channel. Let me see what he's got at the bottom. Major decode coming. Working on details. Okay, so there's something coming. Let's read this. Okay, we got the clock again. We got the Mickey Mouse clock. Now, okay, I think I read this post before, but let me go through it again. You got the clock, the red carpet event, 322nd day of the year, and November 5th on the Julian calendar. Okay, it's a Julian calendar. Right. We're seeing it as the 18th on the Gregorian calendar. 2 days prior, 8 months and 9 days, 89, to post to Executive Order 014067. Remember, Biden will collapse the stock market. Everyone go watch FIFA Uncovered on Netflix. Is this our red carpet event? Russia got kicked out. The world is watching. The most watched sport on earth. 11:19, Malaysia election. 11:2, Kazakh election. Qatar World Cup. JB 80th birthday. 11.3 to 11.21, ISO 222, Three Gorges Dam and King Charles. 17:36:25 Delta for game over. 14.4, 11:22. The president was removed in 1963. 11.5, 11.23. I don't know. I have to click on that link. Response 11.23, response due 23 of November, U.S. Congress. 388 respondents up for treason and fraud in the Supreme Court with one justice remaining, Justice Thomas. Thanksgiving, Prince Andrew. 62nd birthday of Jay Jr. 11/28 Evergrande liquidation. Twitter checkmark. 11/9, 2 days ahead of Elon's quantum Tesla P1 phones or PI phones, December 1st. Quantum phones and Tesla trucks. Then smart contracts, protocol 20, full merge quantum systems. That's December 1st, which is not that far away. D5, warnings out now if you live near major dams. Okay. 3G, Three Gorges Dam, Kakhovka, Nile, Lake 7, Poseidon, Sudsa. Okay, so that's some pretty cool intel. Let me just go through this. JB and the U.S. Treasury Secretary Yellen will deliver remarks at 1:30 p.m. on November 18th. That's today, 1:30. And then they show a post of all the Chinese on November 9th. The international group went down. November 11, Leading Holdings Group. November 16th, Cynic Holdings. November 16th, right, Sunak. And November 28th, Evergrande. January 16th, Fantasia Investment Holdings Company. Fantasia. And then there's a tweet that says, I don't know what this says. You have to look at yourself. I have no idea what this means. They're boxes. I don't know what that. Okay, let me just look. Then there's a picture of a dam There's a picture from Mr. Poole. There's V for Vendetta. I really should, where he's holding up his arms and the whole thing is blowing up. And then there's World Cup, November 20th, +1. EU central banks, Bank of England, adopt ISO 222 on November 21st. November 21st is Monday. Monday, man. We're days away. Okay, let's just see what else we have here. Election day +1, expect major cyber attacks. This part of the decode is the shutdown of Earth. Well, the internet, we all know, social media. I suspect the election day means now a SCOTUS day, and one would be 3-3. The world is run on numbers. Both sides use numbers against one another. 3-3, like 33, the good side would make an attack on the deep state. 33 and 13 are used by the Freemasons, Illuminati. Just like 17 post 2942 says full-scale attack, the delta is 3-3. Just like September 11th, 2001 and September 11th, 2012, New York and Benghazi were attacks on, now they're saying JC, I say God, man. I'm Jewish and we don't believe in that, but we believe in God. We believe in one God. Imagine you can deeply shock the guy who oversaw the Enron saga. Liquidator John Ray III, who took over FTX and oversaw Enron's bankruptcy, says he never seen anything as bad as FTX and is completely shocked at the conditions discovered till now. Here's why FTX story matters. For an entire year, Democrat lawmakers have stood in the House floor and demanded taxpayer money for this country. The whole time, you was funneling those tax dollars into FTX, who in turn donated them back to the politicians. This is all, we have it all. This is all recorded. Every one of these demons will be taking a little swim with the sharks in Cuba. I don't know if they have piranhas upstream in the Gitmo River. The time traveler from 2671 claims very big things will happen on 4 dates in December. Twitter is still working better than ever. I think those lazy employees were just dead weight after all. Follow me on Twitter. 388 respondents up for treason and fraud in the Supreme Court with 1 justice remaining. Whiplash 347. In 1975, there was a agreement signed that he sold Australia to the UN. But wait, Australia and the drug company that starts with a P are listed on the New York Stock Exchange. Mr. T's executive order has seized the New York Exchange. Therefore, by default, he is the owner of Australia. All right, we got this, man. I can't read it. This is like I'm looking at a little writing, but I'm gonna write down the name of this channel. I think we've done it before, and there's a scammer on this who's posing as this guy. Remember, the scammers appeal to your ego. Like I was thinking to myself, really, he knows me, Kabbalah Guru. He knows me, little me. He knows who I am. He's concerned about my investments. I was like, for a minute, I was like, wow, I can't believe it. And then I realized, then the guy kept saying, let's talk, you know about the crash coming and, I have a way to keep you safe. I'm like, yeah, I know, because I already fell for that once, right? It was a fall for once, two times shame on me. Okay, let me just see if there's any other really cool intel. And then I think it's all 12 o'clock. It's not that late. Will the president that started with an O? I'm going to fortify a little bit up. I'm a little bit still a little sleepy. Make sure I should just just say, make sure you know all the different channels. You bookmark all the different channels because we're moving around, and I have one strike against my primary channel now. So that's why I'm hoping to build up this channel so that we'll have two channels, and this is on a different email address. Hopefully that will make this a little safer. So I'm going to do all the live broadcasts on this channel. So make sure you subscribe, because you want to get the notifications. I mean, I do it at the same time every day. You don't really need notifications, but subscribe anyway if you could. That way, I can start to pay my my rent with the income that I make from Gog and Magog, from the evil side. I'm working for the devil. I mean, I've always been working for the devil. The school system was, oh my God. I really joined the school system when I was a builder most of my life before I was a teacher. I was a contractor and a carpenter. And when I went down to Nashville to escape New York for a while in the early 90s. I went through like a midlife crisis. I was still young then. I was still in my late 30s. What was I saying this? Yes, I went down to Nashville to get away. I forgot what I totally lost the train. Anyway, it'll come back to me. So I don't know. I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, I did get a new pad. It's really nice. I wrote songs in Nashville. Yeah, I was totally unsuccessful. I also was when I first went to Nashville. The first time I went, when I was 19 years old, it was a really cool experience. I was in the 70s when you could walk into the RCA building with a tape and they would listen to it. That was really fun. And I did some session work on my banjo. I was a pretty good banjo picker back in the 70s, in the early 70s. And then I went back north. I fell in love with a Southern woman, Southern, that's why I don't go south, because I know I cannot resist Southern women. And so I stay north. I know myself now, but anyway, I fell in love with a Southern woman. Anyway, so and I said, I want to marry you. So I went back. I said, I thought, because where I come from, if you want to get married, you have to go to college. So I went back to college, and then she married somebody else. Probably the best thing that ever happened for me. But, took me a long time, but I did actually eventually finish college. I was a pre-med for a long time. Anyway, so yeah, so let me get back to the intel. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I got off a tangent. Okay, you were talking about the image of Obama sh- um, shooting a U.S. airman. Will it be HRC or Huma, or will it be a release of a whole flood of incriminating evidence on the internet to bring the major cyber attacks? Will a video be played in Times Square, NYC as well? Make sure you've backed up all your data from social media. The whole lot is going. The internet will be rebooted. Operation Mockingbird needs to be removed. You know, and let me just look at these posts for a second. Oh, this is one. So fake, I'm sure you've seen this post before. Fake pic push by MSM, video backup, Google kill, YouTube kill, FB kill, Twitter kill, Yahoo kill, Bing kill, Instagram kill. The net will be paused, hammer on the clock. That's dated 4/6/2018. Pics will surface of O holding an AK-47, one of many. The net will shut down. We have it all. The nail in many coffins, impossible to defend, toxic to those connected. We must work together. We are only as strong as your voice. We must organize and be heard. This is why they keep you divided and in the dark, weak. We are here to unite and provide truth, dark to light. Evil surrounds us. We are fighting for you. Where we go one, we go all. The choice to know will be yours. The flood is coming. Emails, videos, audio, pics. The Phoebe accidentally deletes text. No such agent accidentally releases it all. Shall we play a game? Stage set. MSM is controlled. Use logic. Trust the plan. Okay, so a lot's going down. We have 666 people here now. Let me just see if there's anything else. Malaysia election, Justice Thomas. The Mickey clock with 10 to, and then there are 8, I think there are 8 things, so 10 to 8. I don't know what that means, but it could be, they're saying it could be the 1:30 announcement they're making on 11/18. 11/18, how do you see that? I don't know. I don't see that on the clock, but maybe there's a way to see that. The whole thing in Arizona, A to Z. I'm not even going to get into what's going on in Arizona. To trust God in the light is nothing, but to trust him in the dark, this is faith. The president is being investigated for really horrific crimes, and the mainstream media isn't talking about it. The MSM is the enemy of the people. That's from Julian Strum. The FIFA event, I don't know if you know, but that's the World Cup, the soccer event. Apparently the corruption is staggering. I've shared a lot of these posts already on our Intel channels that I'm looking at. Brazil. This I really like this. This is new to me. This the Ghost Army Division. They had an army division that just pretended that there was an invasion going on. They had like fake tanks and everything. Kyle, I don't know. I didn't watch those. Trump says Nancy P is an animal. We are talking directly to this board, learn our comms. Okay, so there's lots of military vessels in the water. We will give money, back pay to everyone that was fired. I hope I get my back pay. Booms en route tomorrow. This is not a drill. Only the beginning, Padawan. They can no longer hide in the shadows. Big tech, big media, D-Party being exposed for all to see. Elon, 1:40 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Star Wars. Help us. Let LIGMA Johnson, you're our only hope. I don't know what this is, but help us, Ligma Johnson, you're our only hope. I don't know what that means. Be ready. MSM coming big way. We see all, we hear all. Fight, fight, fight. Conspiracy push coming. MSM lost control. D lost slave grip. D lost center voters. Libs are minority. MSM projects as big movement. Fake news. 4 to 6% loss forever. Hello, George. I guess that's GS, George S. Cyber soldiers waiting. Hello there. I love Il Trumpo, man. It just cracks me up. Elon, and we must hit another all-time high in Twitter usage. LOL. Let that sink in. May is neutralized. MI16 SIS undergoing house cleaning. Queen monarch seeking shelter. Patience. These people are stupid. Holy, you're killing me. Took a sleeping pill a couple hours ago, and now I'm guzzling coffee to fight it. God bless you for this amazing work that you are doing. Nobody is sleeping tonight. Let that sink in. Do you guys remember? I remember when that came out. That was, let's see if I can find this. That was, is there a date on this? That was January 27th, 2018. We were all waiting for everything to go down then. All right, so I'm sorry it took me so long to get to the intel. G20. There's a picture of JB, and he's funny, man. He's not the same guy. All right, I think that's really Russia donating wheat to Lebanon. That's so beautiful. Rachel Madcow telling us, and then there's the picture of the dam and the dams, something up with the dams. More dominoes. Join for AMC updates and research, memes, and more. Breaking. North Korea appears to have fired an ICBM. Trust the plan. Start a storm. Pain public is coming. All right, so that's the long and the short of it. Then we got into, okay, now we're getting into, this guy's doing crypto too? Oh my gosh. It's another like whiplash type thing. Masternodes. Masternodes is an asset on Lobster. Twitter temporarily closes all office buildings and suspends employee access. There's a picture of Elon and Mr. T laughing together. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah, right. Coming to the end of today's posts. It's a lot of posting. This guy is very busy. Look to Twitter. Exactly this. My fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. God bless. That was 11/2/2017. So that's a 5-year delta. I listened to the Anon File 26 this morning at the crack of dawn. It's pretty good. I like this guy. There are 877 military up in the U.S. right now. That's amazing. I find it very interesting that all can be going on and we have no clue on the ground. We have no idea what's going on. The hunters are hunted. All right, so this is old stuff. I guess I can let you guys go now. I'm not really collecting today. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't want to spend my weekend grading papers. Hey, Tomas. Yeah, Hunter. Now, my friend Gila made me hip to this. What she's saying, without the apostrophe, it is, I guess it is hunters belonging to the man named Hunter. Okay, so I'm getting messages. I'm needed somewhere, right? Oh my gosh. Sorry about that. There's a guy in my community who puts out posts, like, you can't erase him, but he puts out posts like, just do a good thing, like do some charity. I mean, but he's like, you can't get rid of this guy. I have blocked him like infinite number of times, and he always finds a way. He gets another phone number and he comes back with a vengeance. So, okay, so just, hit the like button, subscribe, please subscribe to this channel. Remember, I'm going to be posting on 2 channels now. This is for the live, and I think interviews. We're doing some exciting interviews coming up. There's been banter around that it's possible that maybe we could luck out and get Roseanne Barr to come and talk with us. So there's a lot of really cool things in the works. I think the channel, the family is going to be growing, and where we go one, we go all. But just hunker down, man. Do not give up. Big things could go down today, but they might not. Either way, you got to eat. And either way, even if everything changes, right now, we go into the Great Awakening completely. Mr. T comes out and says, Jasara, it's all happening. We have 120 days to do the election. You still have to align to your divine purpose. So you might as well do it now. That's what I think. I think when it all happens, when it all goes down, you'll be doing what you really want to do. Why wait? I mean, it's not like you're doing something you hate, like a job that most of us have had. Yeah, we're getting wind that it might be possible for us. It might be. I don't want to start rumors. I mean, we haven't talked to her yet. We haven't spoken, but we're hoping that we can maybe, convince her to come and meet the Kabbalah Guru family. Seatbelt and oxygen. You ready? Yeah, get ready. Heart, yeah, keep your feet on the ground with your heart pointed to God. Ellie B, Shelly, they let you back on. I tried to find you. I don't know how you got erased. We're under contract. Yeah, we got this, man. We are putting out the good vibes, man. None of our peeps got discouraged by the speech. That's major, man. That's major. We understand this is part of the plan, and we do not know the plan, just like God's plan, man. We don't know God's plan. We don't know, something really seems like a really terrible thing happens to you, and it turns out to be the best thing that ever happened to you. So we can't, but as we are learning to really to ease into our higher dimensional self, things are becoming a little less rocky. We don't get so crazed by like the little things in life, like this guy honking at 2 in the morning. You know, um, I was a little upset. I was like, "Come on, man, really? My wife is sleeping." I mean, anyway, all part of the plan. Silver lining. Yeah, and don't hesitate to go on any of the Telegram channels and commune with our brothers and sisters. I like this stuff. I mean, if you're interested, call these guys up. I like this stuff. I think it gives me a kind of a like the feeling that I'm getting is like I feel more steady. I don't feel like this all the time. I feel like I feel when I'm completely hydrated. Like when I drink a big glass of water, I usually get a very peaceful feeling. That's how I'm feeling like through most of the day. And I just started with it, but I feel even. I feel like, things and sometimes I feel really good. Like yesterday, I don't remember if I was online. I think I was in the morning. I got into a serious bliss state for like hours. I was like impossible. I get into my bliss state. I start talking really loud and I say hello to everybody. It's just, you know, I get really manic, but so there, but the thing is that I feel kind of like more secure. I feel more like balanced and in my body, which is very nice for me. So I spend a lot of time outside of my body thinking. Yeah, it's really awful to lose your phone. Absolutely. All right, guys. So we will see you on um, going into fasting and prayer. I don't know. Our Rebbe said this is not really a good time to fast. That we're not really made for that. We're not up to that. It's not for this generation. I'm not saying that you could be on that level. I'm not. I mean, I fast a couple days a year. That's enough. Um, okay, so before I go, I just want to explain because I realized, and I did this on my other video that I put out this morning, my short video. But it's become apparent to me that people do not understand what just a little basics about Shabbos. Probably a lot of you do, but I just want you to know that the reason I don't put out a video on Friday afternoon is because I'm getting ready for Shabbos. Shabbos, we do not flick light switches, we do not start fires, we do not look at our computers, we do not check our phones. We have nothing to do with anything electronic. We spend all day in synagogue and with our friends eating big meals, and just catching up with everybody and we turn everything off. I just wanted to explain that. So from Friday evening, Friday at sundown until the next day after sundown on Saturday. Oh, I know what I should say. I probably will be broadcasting Saturday night because this is a time of year when sun goes down very early. So I probably will be broadcasting on Saturday. So we won't even in the winter, we won't even be skipping a day on Saturday. But the Jewish people, just so everyone understands, because it's really kind of out of the box if you're not in the community. We don't, like any cooking that has to take place takes place before sundown on Friday. And we have if we have something hot on Saturday, it's because we have like a slow cooker called a blech, which is like a piece we put a piece of metal on the oven and we slow cook like something usually that has a little meat in it. And that's our hot we're told to have a hot meal on Shabbos day on Saturday, but God probably, most likely, God willing, if everything, if the world is still here, I will be broadcasting Saturday night and of course Sunday morning. But just hang in there, man. Fortify yourselves. Hunker down, man. Find a new job. Find, another way to make a living. Find something that really brings you delight that you've always wanted to do. That you knew when you were 5 years old, you said, "When I grow up, this is what I wanna do," and that's really you really knew back then. It's just that it got beaten out of you. I remember I used to see angels and everything else when I was a kid. I used to see stuff, I could see things, and then there was everyone says, "Oh, you can't see that. You can't do that." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I guess not." When we were kids, we knew it all, man. We could do it all, and, yeah, the world is waking up. I don't think we have to wait. I think we should just assume that everything is good, everything is moving forward, nothing can stop what's coming, and let's rock the world, man. Let's just go out there. I mean, like I said, uh-oh, I gotta go schlep potatoes. You're there now? Okay, I'll be up in 5 minutes. Okay, bye. Okay, I gotta go schlep potatoes, but, just be happy, and, we'll see you Saturday night, God willing. But go out there. Oh, I was gonna say, the greatest weapon of all is the smile. Just put a smile on your face, man. Fake it till you make it. Nothing can stop us. That's the weapon of choice. All right. God bless. I gotta get up the hill, schlep my potatoes, and see you on Saturday, God willing.